Welcome to the Actuate Health Access Faucet, a transformative initiative dedicated to empowering individuals through the principles of sustainable One Health. This program recognizes the deep interconnectedness of animal, environmental, and human health, affirming that a holistic approach is key to well-being. Our program is designed to equip individuals with essential health knowledge, enabling them to become custodians of their own well-being. Through our hybrid Learn-to-Earn sessions, conducted both virtually via Google Meet and at physical locations, we engage participants from diverse backgrounds. These weekly sessions serve as dynamic platforms for learning, discussion, and collaboration. We focus on the co-creation of knowledge through the Learn One, Do One, Teach One approach. This method ensures that each participant not only learns valuable health information, but also applies it and teaches it to others, fostering a ripple effect of empowerment and education. By participating in the Actuate Health Access Program, individuals gain the tools and knowledge needed to improve their health and the health of their communities. Our goal is to create a network of informed and proactive health custodians who can address health challenges in a sustainable and impactful way. Join us in this journey towards better health for all. Together, we can make a difference. Welcome to the Actuate Health Access Faucet, a transformative initiative dedicated to empowering individuals through the principles of sustainable One Health. This program recognizes the deep interconnectedness of animal, environmental, and human health, affirming that a holistic approach is key to well-being. Our program is designed to equip individuals with essential health knowledge, enabling them to become custodians of their own well-being. Through our hybrid Learn-to-Earn sessions, conducted both virtually via Google Meet and at physical locations, we engage participants from diverse backgrounds. These weekly sessions serve as dynamic platforms for learning, discussion, and collaboration. We focus on the co-creation of knowledge through the Learn One, Do One, Teach One approach. This method ensures that each participant not only learns valuable health information, but also applies it and teaches it to others, fostering a ripple effect of empowerment and education. By participating in the Actuate Health Access Program, individuals gain the tools and knowledge needed to improve their health and the health of their communities. Our goal is to create a network of informed and proactive health custodians who can address health challenges in a sustainable and impactful way. Join us in this journey towards better health for all. Together, we can make a difference. Welcome to the Actuate Health Access Faucet, a transformative initiative dedicated to empowering individuals through the principles of sustainable One Health. This program recognizes the deep interconnectedness of animal, environmental, and human health, affirming that a holistic approach is key to well-being. Our program is designed to equip individuals with essential health knowledge, enabling them to become custodians of their own well-being. Through our hybrid Learn-to-Earn sessions, conducted both virtually via Google Meet and at physical locations, we engage participants from diverse backgrounds. These weekly sessions serve as dynamic platforms for learning, discussion, and collaboration. We focus on the co-creation of knowledge through the Learn One, Do One, Teach One approach. This method ensures that each participant not only learns valuable health information, but also applies it and teaches it to others, fostering a ripple effect of empowerment and education. By participating in the Actuate Health Access Program, individuals gain the tools and knowledge needed to improve their health and the health of their communities. Our goal is to create a network of informed and proactive health custodians who can address health challenges in a sustainable and impactful way. Join us in this journey towards better health for all. Together, we can make a difference. Welcome to the Actuate Health Access Faucet, a transformative initiative dedicated to empowering individuals through the principles of sustainable One Health. This program recognizes the deep interconnectedness of animal, environmental, and human health, affirming that a holistic approach is key to well-being. Our program is designed to equip individuals with essential health knowledge, enabling them to become custodians of their own well-being. Through our hybrid Learn-to-Earn sessions, conducted both virtually via Google Meet and at physical locations, we engage participants from diverse backgrounds. These weekly sessions serve as dynamic platforms for learning, discussion, and collaboration. We focus on the co-creation of knowledge through the Learn One, Do One, Teach One approach. This method ensures that each participant not only learns valuable health information, but also applies it and teaches it to others, fostering a ripple effect of empowerment and education. By participating in the Actuate Health Access Program, individuals gain the tools and knowledge needed to improve their health and the health of their communities. Our goal is to create a network of informed and proactive health custodians who can address health challenges in a sustainable and impactful way. Join us in this journey towards better health for all. Together, we can make a difference. Welcome to the Actuate Health Access Faucet, a transformative initiative dedicated to empowering individuals through the principles of sustainable One Health. This program recognizes the deep interconnectedness of animal, environmental, and human health, affirming that a holistic approach is key to well-being. Our program is designed to equip individuals with essential health knowledge, enabling them to become custodians of their own well-being. Through our hybrid Learn to Earn sessions, conducted both virtually via Google Meet and at physical locations, we engage participants from diverse backgrounds. These weekly sessions serve as dynamic platforms for learning, discussion, and collaboration. We focus on the co-creation of knowledge through the Learn One, Do One, Teach One approach. This method ensures that each participant not only learns valuable health information, but also applies it and teaches it to others, fostering a ripple effect of empowerment and education. By participating in the Actuate Health Access Program, individuals gain the tools and knowledge needed to improve their health and the health of their communities. Our goal is to create a network of informed and proactive health custodians who can address health challenges in a sustainable and impactful way. Join us in this journey towards better health for all. Together, we can make a difference. Welcome to the Actuate Health Access Faucet, a transformative initiative dedicated to empowering individuals through the principles of sustainable One Health. This program recognizes the deep interconnectedness of animal, environmental, and human health, affirming that a holistic approach is key to well-being. Our program is designed to equip individuals with essential health knowledge, enabling
Good evening. I think we can now get started. Frida, kindly confirm whether you can hear me.
Yes, Glory, we can hear you.
Okay, so good evening, everyone, and welcome to our today's health access session. As you have heard from the previous video that was being played, in this we realized that health access is or rather access to quality medical services is very crucial in promoting overall human health. In our previous sessions, we have realized that despite these services being so important to human life, human beings still, especially in Africa, still face stumbling blocks while trying to access these services. And one of the major stumbling block is financial barrier, of course. That's why Actuate program, as the Actuate Health Access Now program, has identified that gap. And in this session, we come to learn, discuss, exchange ideas, and come up with innovative solutions to this problem. And we are aiming to use our very own Actuate token to bring a sustainable solution to this problem. So our today's topic is now the importance of our Actuate token in health access. In our previous class, we learned about our token, the two tokens, that is the Actuate SBT and Cryptol, and how we can utilize it. So today we are going to learn about the importance of this token now in health access to solve the existing financial barriers in health access. So before we start the discussion, allow me to take you through the meeting agenda. We will start by topic presentation by our topic master, who is Rogers. And then after that, we will have a privilege to hear from our CEO, Dr. Macharia Warwingi, who will give us additional notes and comments about the topic. Thereafter, we will have an interactive sessions, and I encourage us to engage. Let's share ideas. Let's ask questions. Yeah. Yes. And thereafter, we will have pre-Boston Nairobi Summit announcement from Augustine Narokwe, and then we will conclude this meeting. So please, during the presentation, let's begin. Let's engage. Let's ask questions. Let's share our views during the interactive session. So this moment, I will welcome our topic master to take us through today's topic. Rogers, confirm whether you can hear me, please.
I can hear you.
Okay,
Can you hear me?
welcome. Yes, we can hear you. Welcome.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. So I'm going to talk about the importance of ACT tokens. So to leverage this quadratic funding for improving access using blockchain technology, Actuate tokens can play a very important role. So I'll take you through the process involves using Actuate crypto for fundraising, for identity verification, and implementing a decentralized autonomous organization, DAO, for governance. So the fundraising mechanism involves community members contributing actual tokens to healthcare projects. These contributions are transparently recorded on the blockchain. A match pool funded by large donors or organizations using the quadratic funding formula can be used to determine the allocation of additional funds. So this ensures the smaller contributions from a larger number of people have a greater impact, thereby democratizing the funding process. Do you still, am I audible?
Yes, Rogers, we can hear you.
Yeah, Rogers, but speak louder.
Yeah.
Can you increase volume in your own
Okay.
volume? Speak louder.
Okay. So by using the funding, we can reduce it's more transparent. So that's a brief summary of what I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to give you, I've done my conclusions in point form. So I have 15 points I'm going to talk to you about. So the first importance of the tokens, it brings decentralization funding for healthcare projects. So actually tokens enable decentralized funding for healthcare initiatives, allowing communities and small organizations to raise capital outside traditional financial systems. This democratizes access to funding, especially for underfunded health initiatives. The second point is transparency in healthcare transactions. Blockchain technology ensures transparency in all transactions made using Actuate tokens. Every payment, donation, and investment can be traced, and this reduces corruption and misuse of funds, ensuring that healthcare resources are used efficiently. At that point, lowers transaction cost. By utilizing blockchain, Actuate tokens reduce the need for intermediaries in financial transactions. This results in lower transaction cost, which is crucial in health access, where every dollar saved can be redirected towards the patient care or research. The next point, global accessibility. Actuate tokens are not bound by geographical borders, unlike the traditional funding methods. So this allows international donors, investors, and collaborators to support African healthcare projects. This global accessibility helps bridge funding gaps and connect resources with those in need easily. So the next point, smart contracts for health services. So smart contract powered by Actuate tokens can automate payment for healthcare services, ensuring timely and secure transactions between patients, providers, and insurers. This reduces administrative overhead and streamlines access to healthcare. The next point, empowering health innovation. Actuate tokens can be used to incentivize health innovators to develop new solutions in areas such as telemedicine, diagnostics, and treatment protocols. By providing funding directly to innovators, the tokens helps fast-track healthcare innovation. The other point, tokenized health rewards. Patients and healthcare providers can earn Actuate tokens as rewards for health behaviors, successful treatment, or participation in health programs. This incentivizes health promoting activities and ensures engagement in preventive care. The next point, it facilitates crowdfunding for health. So Actuate tokens support crowdfunding models, allowing communities to collectively fund local health projects such as clinics, mobile health unit, or maternal health programs. This creates a sustainable financial model for grassroots health initiatives. The next point, it supports research and development. Actually, tokens can fund research and development in biomedicine and public health. A point, microinsurance solutions. Actually, tokens enable the creation of the decentralized micro insurance programs, making health insurance more affordable and accessible to underserved populations. This ensures that even low-income families can access critical care services. The next point is data security and privacy. Using blockchain technology, health data shared and stored via Actuate tokens is
We've lost it.
Hi, Rogers.
supplies reach those who need in a timely
Rogers,
manner.
you dropped off. You dropped off.
Eh?
You can
Eh?
repeat that point. You had dropped off. We couldn't hear you. You can repeat
Oh,
that point.
My voice. Okay, I'll try. Let me try. I have some thought problems. So the point was streamlining supply chains. Actually, tokens can be used to streamline healthcare supply chains, tracking the delivery of medical supplies, vaccines, and drugs. This reduces delays and ensures that critical supplies reach those in need in a timely manner. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. The next point, incentivizing healthcare providers. Actually, tokens can be used to incentivize healthcare providers, particularly in rural or underserved areas, by offering additional payment or bonuses for services rendered. This can improve the availability of healthcare services in these regions. The next point, enabling telemedicine and remote care. Actually, tokens facilitate payments for telemedicine services, enabling patients in remote areas to access medical advice, consultations, and diagnosis from healthcare professionals without the need for physical travel. And the last point, it builds trust in healthcare systems. By ensuring transparency, fairness, and efficiency in healthcare transactions, actually tokens build trust in healthcare system. This trust is essential for increasing healthcare access and encouraging community participation in health programs. So, as you have seen, the Actuate token offers a range of solutions to improve healthcare access across Africa. From decentralizing fund and lowering transaction costs for incentivizing healthcare behaviors and securing health data, the token's impact on health access is both wide-ranging and transformative. So, by embracing the Actuate platform and this token, the healthcare ecosystem in Africa can become equitable, innovative, and accessible for all. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Rogers, for that educative presentation. Thank you for highlighting a critical role that our token will play in ensuring health access. So right now, allow me to welcome Dr. Masharia to give additional remarks about the topic. Dakari, you're welcome.
Oh, thank you so much, Glory. Thank you, Rogers, for this very powerful message, because you can see after discussing the token itself, what it looks like, the features of the token, which we covered last week. Today, we are talking about the use of the token. What are we going to use Actuate token for? What is it for? This means that this helps us to answer the question, why? Why do we need Actuate token? Because if we don't need it, it will be a meme coin. So Actuate token is not a meme coin. It's what you call a utility coin. And the utility is what Rogers has explained to us. So many uses. Very, very versatile. Yes. And the specific reason for creating Actuate token is health access. And as you've heard, health access has got so many components. The one major component, which is missing, and when it's not there, it's very dangerous, is something called realized access, the ability to pay. So even if healthcare services were just next door to you, and you cannot afford to pay, you're not able to pay, then that access, that health service is as good as absent if you can't pay for it. So that's one thing. So you could say that 90% of the population does not have access to care because it is not able to pay, has no ability to pay. That's one thing. So that ability to pay is what people call accessibility. And ability to pay is what gives you realized access. You cannot realize access to any service if you cannot pay for it. You see, paying for something is just a universal requirement. So even when you go to school, you're told to pay school fees. When you go to the supermarket to buy something, you have to pay. Even if you want to buy supermarkets, you want to buy sukuma wiki to go and make ugali at home, you still have to pay. What happens if you can't pay for the sukuma wiki? Yeah, sukuma wiki is pretty cheap, but what if you can't pay for the unga, jovo? You will not have the unga itself to make ugali, which you need to nourish your body. And maybe unga is cheap. How about proteins? Proteins are a little bit more expensive. Talk about beans, they cost more than unga. And now, let alone meat and milk, which have got essential nutrients. So if you're not able to pay for any one of those things, then the first thing that hits you is lack of food. And if you lack food for a while, you become starved or starvation, going to starvation. If starvation continues and you're having inadequate amount of food, you get into malnutrition. So malnutrition is one disease that kills most of the people in Africa. It's almost impossible to believe. Malnutrition is not an infection. It's not cancer, but it's like the opposite of cancer or infection. It's the lack of food. That lack of food, when somebody gets malnourished, first of all, if a lady gets malnourished during pregnancy, what is going to happen? Remember that baby is growing in the mother's womb. And when the baby is growing, it needs to be eating. So what does the baby eat? It needs to be nourished by the good nutrition that the mother is having. So if there isn't good nutrition, it means that pregnancy is catastrophic. Now, if the lady is able to bring the baby to term, it's highly unlikely that even after delivery, that baby is going to survive for more than a month. Okay? That's if the lady does not die during pregnancy. So this malnutrition causes a very high incidence of death of pregnant women, maternal mortality, because the baby inside is growing and eating. And if the mother is not eating, then the mother's body gets weak until she loses her own life. See, so that's the beginning of life itself, which causes the beginning of death because of lack of access to food. Okay, lack of absence of access to food, and then you can go on like that. We have talked about these issues during labor and delivery. Even if the baby is delivered, the mother still needs to eat good food to maintain the baby for her own body. So how does Actuate solve that problem? Is Actuate itself, the token itself is liquid token, that what we are going to do and what you are doing right now, first of all, distributing tokens to people. And when people receive those tokens, they can use them to make more tokens, which make more money, putting them in liquidity pools. And I think when this things happen, actually becomes very liquid over a period next year, you are going to see that people have got access to liquidity. This means that you can use it for purchasing products, okay, and also to get paid. So ability to pay presupposes that you are also paid. Now that is to pay is known as purchasing power parity. Like you are able to pay. Purchasing power parity. Now, in order for you to gain purchasing power parity, you need to have selling power. The problem we have today in Kenya, in general, not just Kenya, a big part of Africa, being all the entire African continent, is that people are not able to sell what they produce. Yeah, it sounds like, why aren't people selling? Why do you grow chicken and you can't sell them? Why do you keep goats and you cannot sell them? Why do you grow potatoes and you can't sell them? So that problem is that the connection between buyers and sellers is not direct, is fragmented. The buyers do not know where the sellers are, although that can sound very funny because you are surrounded with products or produce, but why are people not buying them? Yeah. So I know that because we produce a lot of things in our own farms in shambas, we call subsistence cropping. Majority of those things that we produce, 80 to 90% of them go to waste. All of them. Whether you're producing milk, producing chicken, producing goats, whatever you're producing, 80 to 90% of them goes to waste. That is a very peculiar problem that we need to know how to solve, and we must solve it, because if our own producers cannot get paid, it means that they cannot also have the ability to pay others, so they cannot have access to help, and so they cannot have realized access. I'll give you an example. If they're in Nyandarua, which has got a lot of farm produce, cabbages, potatoes, onions, tomatoes, whatever you want, you can get it in Nyandarua. Close to 90% of all that stuff is thrown away, including milk. And yet, there are people who do not have any of that stuff. Why is it that people in Nyandarua throw away milk when people in Nairobi City, which is only down the road, Nairobi City is not too far from Nyandarua, do not have access to it? That is something that is a very peculiar problem. How do you get the milk from Nyandarua into Nairobi City, to downtown Nairobi? So there's a disconnect between the producers and the buyers. Some of the effort that we have done to get people access to that is creating these outdoor circles, and see our politicians creating circles in county markets. But the problem in the county markets, like these open air markets, which are also known as soko mjinga, they are not known of soko mjinga because people do not know the quantity of ujinga that happens in those circles. Why do they call it mjinga? Soko mjinga is a place where you are not paid for the value of your products. You are paid for the negative value. In fact, if it costs you 100 shillings to produce that product, so like a whole bunch of potatoes, somebody who can come and tell you that they're going to buy it from you at 20 shillings, which you call bargaining. So it's your work to bargain until maybe eventually that person who is telling you that can pay you maybe 40 shillings. And you knew it cost you 100 shillings or more. So it is not only inability to take the things to the market itself is consuming your money, such that eventually the work of production becomes negative, net negative through and through. And that's why people call it soko mjinga. Maybe they don't know why they're saying it's soko mjinga, because the amount of ujinga that goes on there is incredible. Ujinga mtupu. Now, supposing you were to go to a supermarket like Naivas, and the price of the same bunch of potatoes is 100 shillings. Can you tell Naivas you're going to pay 20 shillings? No, because there's no ujinga in Naivas. If you say that you want to pay 20 shillings at Naivas, they're going to tell you, just get out of here, go away. But you can go in soko mjinga, on the roadside market, where our people in Watu Soko, that's where they are. It's incessant degrading and depreciating work, devaluing their work, introducing ujinga all the way, as much ujinga as possible. And people feel happy. What surprises me is that people feel happy for getting something at the lowest price possible, which is devaluing the work of the person who produced. Why this happens is because the product itself or the production is not formalized. And so people cannot know what the price is. And that is what we're going to overcome with Actuate. Now, Another thing that's a problem is that because people in some places don't have access to payment, but now thanks to M-Pesa, payment has become possible to a lot of places where that they can pay you with if you just have a cell phone number, they can pay you. But it is still not through and through. There's still certain places where people do not have access to say payments, so they cannot get paid. And so we have all those difficulties. So realized access, so health becomes inaccessible because people are not paid for the value of the work. So all that work they do without getting paid, which now we exercise it in Sokomjinga, in the foolishness of the market, is what is called dead capital. So that dead capital, Actuate itself, the token itself will bring to life that dead capital to bring realized access. Now, because Actuate itself is a smart contract, every transaction, when somebody gets paid or pays, we have said before that we will set aside a small fraction of that money into a health risk pool. Health risk pool is money set aside to pay for your health services, such that in case you get sick, you only need to go to the clinic with you flash out your QR code, and then when you flash the QR code, the hospital will scan the QR code and then you get treated. And that's going to be the most powerful. Now, for that to work, we need to mobilize a lot of people. That's why everyone who is here, you go out there and mobilize as many people as possible, as many people as you can know. And I know you can know as many as a billion people, because there are 7 billion people here on Earth, so that they can join Actuate Nation, because that cannot work. The health risk pooling cannot work if we only have a few hundred people online together. It's going to take at least the minimum numbers needed for that to become operational is about 300,000. So we're going to go also in a massive campaign mobilizing people so that we can get that minimum numbers needed, 300,000 people in holding Actuate token and making some transactions at least every day. So if you have 300,000 people, at least you'll be getting more than 10,000 transactions each day. And for every transaction, a small fraction of money is set aside. It's like a transaction fee, which is even unnoticeable. It's not possible to notice it because it's so tiny. But what is powerful is not the tiny nature of the transaction fee, but the volume of transactions, the number of people conducting transactions. So if the volume is very high, then you can see, even if you're collecting only 0.01% in every transaction, that money goes and gets stored in a pool such that anyone who goes to consume healthcare will receive care that seems to be free. It is not free. It is paid for by the money in the pool, in the health risk pool. That is known as health risk pooling. And so we want to make sure that for this summit in December is helping us mobilize a lot of people. But so we do not lose the opportunity to put Actuate in the hands of as many people as possible so that they are able to participate in health risk pooling. So we have done studies about this before, which is called actuarial analysis. You know, actuarial analysis by those financial engineers and actuarial students. Even KU, we have actuarial studies. And I think there's actuarial study in every university today. It's about risk pooling. Risk is quantifiable. What you can tell, looking at life tables, is what is the likelihood of a human being to consume healthcare. That means to go and consult a doctor or go to get an X-ray or something like that. From those studies, we found that at any one given time, 15% of the population, that 15 out of 100 people are going to receive medical service at any time in a month, at one time every month. So from the monthly records, you find that 15% of 15 out of 100 people are going to receive medical service, including, say, well baby clinic, well mother clinic. But if that 15% does not have money, then only probably today, without money, less than 0.1% of those actually receive care or service they would like to get. Majority of the people prefer to stay home, to go to nurse their diseases on their own until the disease become catastrophic. So they don't get checked, they don't have well baby, they don't have well mother clinic, they don't have well woman clinic and all that until the problem becomes catastrophic. That become now easily obvious that this one is very sick. Now you have to go to the hospital. So you're forced to go to the hospital by the disease. But then when we have prepaid health risk pool, then we can have preventive care. So Actuate token is going to make preventive care possible, that we can prevent occurrence of disease before the disease even decides to show up. For example, we can monitor blood pressure, blood sugar, way before somebody can develop hypertension or diabetes. See? And so that means that you can have just adjustment in lifestyle to prevent that. Even say high risk pregnancies, instead of waiting for the mother to go to get pushed by the pregnancy to the point of death, then high risk pregnancy can be detected, taken out. And that is going to be possible using the high risk pool. What it means that when there's high risk pooling, everybody who is in the pool, if you have this, say you said 100,000 people, has got access, which looks like it's free, but it is not free. It's that they are paying by all their own daily transactions. But you're not talking about what Mr. Ruto is saying, that you come and collect money from people like through NHIF or something called Social Insurance Fund, SIF, or Social Health Insurance Fund. No, because that means collecting money from people who do not have money, even people who don't have jobs. Now, this one is realistic system. Actually, it is realistic system that the very money people are using for doing their own transaction is the same money that is used for pulling together. So there is no assumptions like what we have today with the NHIF, that assumption that people are going to be paying money out of pocket. Where is that pocket getting the money from? So you're saying out of pocket, when the pocket is empty, is to say what? Is to say nothing. That's now what's called sokomjinga. Now that is example of sokomjinga of insurance coverage, health coverage. I'm not kidding. That is why a lot of people cannot cope with NHIF, and then NHIF is not able to pay for the needed services because it's in the practice of what? Foolishness. Yeah, it is self-defeating. You cannot collect money from people who do not have money, from people who have. And then, so what you're saying is that in this new model of health care coverage, we're going to be able to have universal coverage. But so the idea for us is not just to have 100,000 people, but get every single family. When you had done the calculations, we saw that Kenya has got 14 million families. And 14 million families, that's the idea, to mobilize the entire 14 million. That's the entire census, the whole population. And I think today the families must have increased, because that was in 2016. Because that's almost, 8 years ago that we found that Kenya had 14 million families. Suppose today there's 20 million families. So what we want to do is have 20 million families holding Actuate token. And if they're making any transactions, those transactions contribute to the health risk pool. Then you have what's called universal coverage, universal health access. Let me tell you what is going on here. Is universal health access is what the World Health Organization has been talking about for decades. The World Health Organization has said that we are going to provide universal health access by 1977. Yeah, that is the declaration. What is the declaration from that town in West Africa? From Mali, Bamako Declaration. Yeah, Bamako Declaration, 1977. How many years ago was that? And if you look at it to today, we have not achieved not even universal coverage, not even 50%, not even 0.1%, because there was no technology for doing that. The technology for universal health access is the Actuate token itself. Okay, so this makes the dream by the World Health Organization become real. The only thing we have to do is mobilize people, talk to them to get Actuate, help them to open wallets, and help them to receive Actuate tokens in their wallet. And so long as the people are transacting, there's going to be money going into the liquidity pool, the universal health risk pool. That is that. And then, of course, we have to educate our doctors, or let's say health providers, to accept to get paid in Actuate token. But I can tell you, so long as you do it, we do a massive nationwide campaign, and the campaign has to be unceasing, because if the token themselves, they don't consume much. Maybe they consume data when you're downloading, you're creating a wallet on your phone, but that's it. The token is there. Then, in order for us to achieve that universal health coverage, we need to understand how to distribute tokens to people with a Mlika Mwizi, that's USSD phone. USSD phone called a feature phone, which is not a smartphone. Because today, but the good news is that Silo Foundation has created USSD wallets, which can receive money, can receive tokens using the telephone number. Just your phone number is sufficient to have a wallet. So just like M-Pesa. So it's going to be possible today for people to receive tokens in a USSD phone. And that's what it's all about. So this is a big deal. And that's where the work is. In terms of health access, there can be no realized health access without people's ability to pay, and without being able to pool the risk. The risk here we're talking about is risk for getting sick at any one time, so that you can go and consume health care. So we want to have enabled consumers, health consumers, through realized access. So everything else springs from that. So that for accessibility is the biggest event in the history, and that's going to be transformational when we achieve it. But I know that we're going to achieve that. It's hard work to mobilize as many people like that, but it is not impossible. So now the next question that comes is this care that people are receiving. What is the quality of that care? Is it good quality? Is it poor quality? Or is it quality absent or quality minus negative? See, there's no such thing as negative quality, because quality is only one or absent. It's either there or not. Because if you cannot have some quality, like 2 inches of quality, if you need 10 inches, or 2% quality, or maybe 3 units of quality when you need a full quality. So quality is absolute. So you have quality or you have no quality, because you can have something of less quality. It is intrinsically destructive. It's going to destroy you, because if it is only 80% good quality, it means it's 20% bad. That 20% is what we want to kill you. So you do not want anything like less than 100% quality. And right now, the quality we receive in healthcare in most places in Africa is absent. There's no quality whatsoever. Why? is it not possible to talk about quality? Is because the plan, let's say the treatment plan that you create for your patient, you cannot do all the things you'd wish to do for that patient. And if you can do only 5 things, but then you cannot do the other 5 things, you're doing 50% of the things. As you all know, you all scientists who are here and you all designers, you know that quality is based on the universal principle of all or nothing. You either do all or you do nothing. You cannot be imputed for doing all if all you have achieved is 50% of everything. We have talked about this very many times. Well, that you cannot achieve anything by doing some of the things, and then you're not doing other things because everything collapses. For example, if for instance somebody has got kidney failure and needs dialysis, 3 times dialysis to have a good life, and then you're only able to give them 1 session of dialysis so that you can give the other session to other people. It's still not good because that person may be going around, you know, with the human body full of toxins that need to be removed by dialysis. Okay. If, for example, you need antibiotic treatment for a full 7 days, if somebody say you're a doctor, you're prescribing antibiotics, and then you know that these antibiotics can only can finish up that bacteria based on the studies done, and the recommendation is 7 days, 1 week of antibiotics. But then the patient can only afford 3 days of antibiotics or even 1 day of antibiotic. What have you done? Giving them 1 day, even if you give them a high dose for 1 day, it's still up to nothing. Because what actually that does, and a lot of people, if you're in healthcare, you know what that happens. What happens if you give a treatment like for 3 days, then you don't kill all the bacteria because you only had 3 days worth of treatment because that's what the patient could afford. Then some of the bacteria die, but then some don't die because you didn't give a full dose. That's its lack of this other dosing. When you give a substandard dose, the bacteria that don't die discover the taste of that medicine. They get to know it. Okay, so when they get to know it, they develop resistance and they give birth to newborns, new bacteria, which are resistant like them. And those new bacteria that are resistant like them, when you now come back with the same illness and you give that antibiotic, you find that none of the bacteria is responding to your treatment. Rather, the bacteria is not dying, it's totally resistant. And that is how you create drug resistance, by low quality. That's just low quality, just give it substandard dosage. Now, because medicine now, because it's expensive, people are not able to afford. People across the board are getting treatments that are incomplete and the dosages are not completed. Many people don't complete the dosages. And then what is happening is getting a new brood of bacteria and viruses and fungi that are, and even parasites that are very, very resistant. So something like malaria, we have gone through several revolutions of resistances. Initially, we had malaria queen when the World Health Organization was talking about creating universal health by 1977 and eradicating malaria, and then distributed chloroquine tablets. Because of that problem of added dosage, the malaria parasite got to know it and then developed massive resistance to chloroquine. That when you're taking chloroquine, it's just like drinking water. The malaria parasite will go doing whatever it wants, stinging and killing people the way it was doing when the person has not taken any chloroquine. And so we went through another stage and they did the same thing. So we have about 4 different levels of resistance to malaria. which now called the multi-drug resistant malaria. So malaria will kill people because the parasite becomes so clever. That it's not that the parasite is clever, it is that we do not provide full coverage. And because of that, we allow the parasite to grow. That's why it's all or nothing principle. Either you kill all the parasites or you kill nothing, because you still have done nothing, because God fixes that fail. See, that's not just about malaria and and bacterial diseases. When you have multi-drug resistances and creating superbugs. You've heard of superbugs. Superbugs. These are super these are bacteria that are resistant to almost everything. It's because of use of the administration of medication when you don't have sufficient quantity to cover the full dosage. And that becomes problematic. Of course, seriously, because these superbugs are extremely dangerous and they kill people. So having universal access to health, preventive medicine, as we talked about, being able to prevent even those infections from occurring in the first place, will forestall the emergence of high-level resistance, because you have universal coverage. So universal means all, in all. It is not some percentage. So the problem in the healthcare today, it is that it's so fragmented that people think about by just giving a small quantity of this, small quantity of that, small quantity of this, then yeah, we shall just get by. Let me tell you, who is looking out from outside and saying, what kind of stupid thing is that? Who is looking from outside the diseases themselves, the parasites, the bacteria, the viruses, can look at this, looks at that kind of those type of approaches to treatment and say, oh, how foolish. Oh, how foolish. Let them keep trying what they want. But if they're not doing it, yeah, we are just going to be reigning over here. We reign supreme because, and you see what has happened with something like COVID. COVID travels all over the world as if no one is looking. It's unstoppable. Yes, that is when we are not using our knowledge the right way. So the quality itself, which means understanding the real problem instead of trying to treat problems superficially, comes from us understanding the knowledge that is local. Because the bacteria that is in Nairobi, as we said before, is different from the one that is in Boston, even if it's called the same name. Why? Because bacteria express themselves by their environment. That environmental expression is called epigenetics. And you see, even when you say, like, if you sit in the sun for a while, you start developing dark skin color. Not because you become an African, it's because you are expressing what's called melanin to cover, to protect you from the sunlight. So that thing is known as epigenetics, that you're able to express, that your gene is able to express new proteins depending on where you are. So bacteria that is in Boston is expressing different type of proteins from the one that is going to be in Nyeri, for example. So trying to treat the bacteria from Nyeri as if it's the one in Boston is an adventure in missing the point. So that bacteria in Nyeri will be looking at that treatment and saying, okay, what is this? In Kitugani? Yeah. So the way we can now find local knowledge is translating local knowledge that is there, using the local knowledge, say Nyeri. Nyeri, there's a university there. And so why don't we use the knowledge in Nyeri, even knowledge in Kakamega, we use it there to create medications for people in Kakamega, and knowledge that is in say Nairobi, Kenyatta, Kibera, we use the knowledge there to create medications for people in Nairobi. Because knowledge is the bacteria themselves, or even let's say the diseases in general, are very specific. And that's what we are calling translation science. So Actuate Token is going to help us do that. Already we have a program on that here, which is called Biomedical Research Translation, and we're going to continue working on it. And so that the knowledge that comes out eventually to translate the biomedical knowledge is very, very local and specific. And that way we can have something called precision medicine. So Actuate is going to help us arrive at precision medicine. Right now, when people talk about precision medicine, it's all in theory because it's not precise if we're using the knowledge from Boston to come and superimpose into Nairobi. There's nothing precise there. It is superimposed knowledge, which you know, of course, not precise. The bacteria, the viruses, the parasites, the diseases know it. So we can know that we are doing circumjinga all over again. Okay, so the precision medicine is precise, it's smart. It is not full of some unfounded ideas that you can actually come and blanket. You cover it with your own theoretical thing and think that's going to work. So that is what quality is all about. Quality is about precision, exactness, accuracy, so that the knowledge that is local is accurate, and it can, and when it is accurate, it's precise, it fits, and so we can only do that kind of, we can only generate that kind of knowledge using the blockchain. Say like Actuate Token. Why? Because Actuate Token is decentralized, and we're able to do that. So then after that, everything falls into place now because the quadratic funding mechanisms, as we have discussed before in the previous session, we are now able to organize money, form capital, capital formation, which is the last thing we are not able to do in Africa, to form capital, to fund the places where this health can be delivered, this healthcare can be delivered. As I say, the biggest problem right now, even in translation medicine, when you come to thinking about manufacturing and distribution, which you've been talking about, these are expensive processes. You need to go to capital markets to raise money. Capital Market Authority. The Capital Markets Authority, they have no conception on how to raise money to finance high-risk projects such as translation science. But now, as you're seeing in our translation classes for biomedicine and STEM, is that this is going to be possible capital formation using Actuate Token and creating things like a quadratic funding mechanism to raise money to build up things, and retroactive public good funding, which are also exploring deeper and deeper. So you see, this new economy makes it possible to get what's called physical access. Physical access is being able to raise money to build up that health center, to distribute vaccines and treatments, to translate the knowledge. So the physical access, where you need to go up to a place, we are now raise money to build such places. Yes, and so that's the power of the whole Actuate Token. And for all of you, you're seeing there's quite a bit of work we have to do, because we have to mobilize millions upon millions of people. But every journey begins with one step. And of course, the biggest, certainly the platform mobilizing people is, besides doing these one sessions so that we can actually continue sensitizing our people, the next thing is to have the summit. The summit is very attractive, helps us to say these things to people who could even never take interest, but because the summit is something that is independent of the token, but it promotes the token. Something independent of the token, but promotes the token. Because when you're inviting people to come to the summit, most of the people, like those high profile professionals, they don't need a little money here because they're already earning a lot of money from wherever they are. but they get to know about the token because they're coming to a Actuate summit. And then they support it. But say, supposing you're thinking about a neurosurgeon, then you want to go and talk to him about the token. He's not going to listen. But if you tell him to come and talk to the people to the summit about what he does in neurosurgery, he's going to say, sure, that makes a lot of sense. So the summit helps us to make sense, to help those high profile professionals make sense of the whole thing. So the summit is very powerful. And the people who need to make sense are people with deep pockets who want to support this. We need to support the token itself, but they cannot come to support the token by just asking them, can you now open a wallet? No. But if they're coming, they're in producing the summit itself. So as you have seen, right now we have more than 100 speakers, high profile speakers in the summit. And each one of those speakers can attract more than 10 people. So you can imagine how many people are like to turn up is more than 1,000. And these people, the professionals, means that they have clients. Every professional has got clients. So it means that they like to speak to their clientele. And that means that if you have 100 professionals speaking to their own clientele, when they learn about the token, the more they learn about the token, the better. Then we can see that our journey towards the 14 million families is already underway. Okay. So then this is one summit that is going to be in Nairobi. Then we have another one in Boston. And that brings us to now transborder sending of money. The traditional way of sending money is still very expensive using the bank. If now there's a lot of people in the diaspora who would like to support this work, talking about health risk pooling. In the traditional finance, there's no way of doing that. So when people are in the diasporas, whether they are in the US or they are in the Middle East, or they are in Dubai, or they're in the UK, or they're in Australia, wherever they are, they now can participate in the health risk pooling by sending money through the token itself. Just go, open your wallet and send money from this wallet to the next one. And that alone will be setting aside money in what? Into a health risk pool. Besides now, the diaspora participating in health risk pooling, the diaspora will also participate in quadratic funding because they can buy the tokens for the projects to support projects that matter to them because the projects are going to be in their own hometown. Like you can support a project in your own village for a particular thing. And we are going to do that, mobilize people in the diaspora as well. That's why we will be doing the summit in Boston as well, so that we can make sure we have full coverage from, say, the Boston, and the Boston community represent the United States, then probably the UK and Europe, so that you can get Europe as well. But that is what's all about. So the token itself helps us to mobilize resources, and these resources, because in the cyberspace we are in the same space rather than us being in different location, we are in one location on the blockchain itself, united together by the Actuate token. Okay, so that's what I would like to say about those things about health access. I'm going to be super powerful. Back to you, Glory.
Thank you, Daktari, for those detailed remarks about how we can use our Actuate token in various initiatives to ensure health access for all. Yeah, and like Daktari said, for example, implementing things like risk pooling, which acts like health insurance. We need a community, we need many people. So please, I would urge everyone to invite their friends, their colleagues, their family members. You bring them so that we can learn together and implement this sustainable solution together. So in case you have any question, you can raise your hand to speak, or you can use the chat box. So as I wait for the questions, you can type your questions. As I wait for the questions, I will welcome Augustine to talk about the summit. On December, from that to 6th, we have our upcoming event, that is the Actuate Pre-Boston Nairobi Summit. So I will welcome Augustine to talk more about the summit. Augustine, welcome.
Thank you so much, Glory, and hello, everyone. I hope we're all doing well, and I would love to say thank you so much, our topic master today, Mr. Rogers, and also Doc for making time to attend our health access session and shed more light on the role of our token in enhancing health access in Africa and even beyond. And about the Actuate Pre-Boston Nairobi Summit, and we have a summit for those who are new. The Actuate Pre-Boston Nairobi Summit is an upcoming summit which will take place as from that to 6th December 2024 this year. And our theme for this summit for this year is how we can use artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, and decentralized finance mechanisms in blockchain technology to improve health and human development. And we are aiming to convene to have a conversation on how we can leverage these technologies to create a more healthier, equitable, and brighter future for all of us. And just as Doc has said, I would love to echo what Doc has said, that we are currently having more than 100 confirmed speakers. And the phase we are right now is invitation of exhibitors and sponsors categories. We are done with the speakers category, and we are inviting exhibitors and sponsors category, and then now a few months to come, just a month to come, we will embark on attendees invitation and selling of tickets. One way is, just as Doc said, is we are utilizing these confirmed speakers to ensure that we get potential exhibitors and even sponsors for our summit. That's one of a cool strategy, because those people, first of all, they want to see some people. Of course, we all go to participate in a conference because we saw someone in attendance. So we are in that process of engaging them so that we know who do they love to see in attendance for them to party, for the summit to be more engaging and more successful to them, and we go for those people. So in any corner of Kenya, outside Kenya, anywhere you are, please consider that. Visit our website and see the speakers, and we are a community. You need to understand that Satoshi, the foundation of everything, this blockchain, is community. Without community, we are nothing. So regardless of where you are right now, who you are, Actuate member, okay, do something voluntarily, okay. Just scan, connect to these speakers, start interacting with them in your LinkedIn account, and try to see the background. What do they do? What are their fields? What are their profession? And start doing your own research on how you can start moving and reaching out to these potential exhibitors and sponsors. We are in an era of information. Information is everywhere. So let's consider that. That's what I would love to say. And health access, talk about companies focusing, organizations focusing on health access operations in Africa. Let's do more research and engage. We are moving, and we keep on reminding our Actuate members to join us. Don't wait until the food is ready. Be part. Welcome to the kitchen. Yeah, it will make more sense at the end of the day when we are serving. We are not so much wild. We're just trying to make you understand that we need you in cooking so that we eat together. And so that's what I would love to emphasize right now, because we are in that phase. And also something is that we are still taking poster presentation as, the abstract submission. You just visit our website also under the widget of poster presentation, see the criteria and submit. So let's not wait. Let's purpose to attend. These are big events. So let's be part of the chef's cooking. Okay. Yes, and nothing is possible. Impossible is nothing. So it's all about confidence. It's all about having faith. And who knows? Maybe this is the summit that's gonna connect you to someone. This is the summit that's gonna open doors for you, when you're trying to reach out to people. Because currently, the experience I've gained in, the levels or the avenues this summit has placed me, I can't explain. So amazing. So amazing. You are able to explain the moment you're able to understand details and articulate very well. It's really gonna make you, stay ahead of the curve and get people admiring and willing to work with you and even connect you to other people's. Like last week, I was talking with some people in California who are focusing on singularity. A very big, these researchers with that, understand the researchers with the beards like Aristotle, those guys, they are into books, philosophy and singularity, all those things, biotechnology. You sit in one table and discuss things. That's how life goes. That's how we get to understand and expand our network, pole, 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 that way. So make a personal initiative, seize this opportunity and be curious. And I assure you that it's going to be well and you're going to see the fruits of your hand. So that's what we are trying to do. The same way we are trying to empower you here, understand our token, understand the health and even human development issues. The same thing, we want you to use this summit as an opportunity, as a driver for your success. So remember that, and let's work together. I'm hoping to again see you all in our summit because you are our members, staying with us, working with us, being curious, being hungry for knowledge. We really recognize you and we want to sit together in one table and say, yeah, we really cooked this ugali together. So that is it for now. And thank you so much. And back to you, Gloria.
Okay. Oh, you can hear me, Austin. So what I would like to add, can you hear me, Austin?
Yes, we can hear you,
Oh,
Daktari. Go
okay,
ahead.
so well, thank you. So I think what I want to reemphasize is somewhat the stuff Augustine has said, but also that you have heard that health access, the health risk pools are not going to work if we're only a small group of people. So you who is here, it's your job to add as many people as possible into the Actuate Nation WhatsApp group, because by growing WhatsApp group, that we're also going to manage to grow out there. Because if people are not in the WhatsApp group, they don't know, they get secondary knowledge. But the place to begin, if you're in WhatsApp, in Actuate Nation WhatsApp group, add as many people as you know from your social media, invite them to WhatsApp group. The maximum number of people in a WhatsApp group that WhatsApp allows is 2,500. So you who is here, you invite people so that we can reach 2,500. So we should have a competition, say like movement, a challenge for all of you to grow that group to the maximum that WhatsApp can handle, 2,500 over the next 1 week. So everybody keep inviting people, invite people, because as you have heard, that health risk pool are going to function only depending on the number of people who are in groups. And then WhatsApp is only one. We have other groups like Facebook, we have Twitter and places like that. So we can continue using social media to mobilize people. And eventually, after the summit, then we shall go to the old media like television. We also have YouTube channel, but WhatsApp is very close, very personal, because that's from WhatsApp, we're able to mobilize people. So mobilize, you who is here, invite as many people as you have your contacts in your social media to come to WhatsApp group. That's good. The second, the people, those professionals who have come in to become speakers, you have access to them through their LinkedIn profiles. The reason why we put them up on our website, go to our website and study those speakers, professionals who are coming to speak, understand them, because some of them, one of them can be a source of your employment. Understand what they do if they're in your area of practice. Then tell them you're in Actuate Nation, contact them and tell them we shall be meeting in December and you want to come and listen to them. Yeah, and that's how you make your career, by beginning to network. So networking has already begun. So don't wait for the day of the summit to say that's when you shall network. Begin networking today. Okay. And so the WhatsApp group itself is a way to network. Also, the speakers who are listed there, the reason they have given us permission to display their names is so that you can network with them. Many of them are not looking for jobs, they already have jobs, but they would like to know and understand what you're doing and how they can be of value to you, even as mentors. So the dates of the meetings gonna be about 4 days. And so you may not have enough time to know them well, but you can know them ahead of time, beginning right now. Okay? And when you start interacting with them, you see, they are not private, their profiles are public. So we encourage you to network with them, tell them that you learn about them in the after they're coming to they'll be coming to speak in the summit, and you want to appreciate that. And then you also are looking for mentorship, and some people are willing to mentor you in your area of practice. Okay. And so the other thing is, if it's an area of practice where you want to create a poster, create a poster. Now, today we are talking about health access posters. And you can see health access is supremely detailed, all the way from realized access, like what you have talked about, health risk pooling, all that stuff. You can come make a poster that is very elaborate, showing people how we can use the blockchain and Actuate token on the blockchain to create health risk pooling. And these posters, you see that we have poster competition and you will earn a place. Yeah. And also, besides now talking and even networking with the speakers, you also network with people who are likely to be sponsors. You know them. There are many opportunities for those people to come in and sponsor. The sponsorships is unlimited. What's the unlimited? That means there is no top limit. You can bring as many as 1,000 sponsors. We don't mind, so long as you make money while doing that. So this is the opportunity for you to glory, to shine. Opportunity for you to shine. Okay. Yeah. So I use the word glory because glory comes from the word glow, shining. So opportunity for you to shine, but then you cannot shine if you do not cast your light out for people to shine. Because nobody lights a candle and then hides it at the bushel. So, well, so you have had all the opportunities in health access. And so I have to emphasize maybe a million times, health access will not be possible if you do not bring people into the Actuate nation. So consider it your duty to invite people into Actuate nation so they can participate in receiving Actuate token. If you don't do that, then it's all for nothing. Is because it's all or nothing principle. So you want yourself takes the responsibility of bringing people in. Then you find everything else working out, falling into place. Because those health risk pool are going to be possible by the transactions that people conduct between one wallet to another. When just transferring tokens from your wallet to another, or even you receiving tokens. If you're a large number, good enough, and I told you the minimum numbers needed for us to achieve that is 100,000 people. So you have the responsibility to bring a whole group of people to help us reach that 100,000. Now on WhatsApp alone, we're able to get what? 2,500. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, of course. Back to you, Glory.
Thank you, Daktari. So everyone, you've heard how you can participate in the summit. It's a golden opportunity to showcase your ideas, to interact with experts that you would not have gotten the chance anywhere else apart from the summit. So as you've heard from Daktari and Mr. Augustine, you can participate as a poster presenter. Go think of an innovative idea that can solve health service, the air health access challenges, and who knows, that's might be the path to your destiny. It's an opportunity to glow, as Daktari has said. So unless anyone has any other concern, the attendance form has been shared. I will give you a few minutes to fill. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you to our topic master Rogers, and thank you Daktari for always making time to share your wise words with us. Yeah, so we will be having the another session, the third session next Thursday, same time from 8 to 9, and I encourage all of you to participate and invite your colleagues, share this widely. So once you fill the attendance form, you are free to leave.